The flickering candlelight cast long shadows across Professor Eldridge's cluttered study. Ancient tomes lined the shelves, whispering secrets in the stillness.
"It's all connected, you see," Eldridge intoned, his voice trembling with excitement. "The trade wars, the political unrest, the global pandemics, it's all been foretold."
Across from him, Sophia, a sharp journalist known for her skepticism, raised a dubious eyebrow. "Prophecy, Professor?" "That's a bit rich, even for you," she countered, her voice laced with amusement. "I thought you dealt in facts, not fortune-telling."
Eldridge chuckled, a low rumble that shook his frail frame. "My dear Sophia, sometimes the line between fact and prophecy is thinner than you think. Consider the trade wars. Many see them as mere economic skirmishes, but what if they're something more?"
Sophia leaned back, her skepticism unwavering, such as,
"The fulfillment of ancient prophecies, my dear. Nostradamus himself hinted at global conflicts sparked by economic turmoil."
"Nostradamus?" Sophia scoffed. "The man who predicted everything and nothing at the same time?"
But that's the beauty of prophecy, isn't it?" Eldridge's eyes twinkled. "It's open to interpretation, but even you can't deny the historical echoes. Look at the Opium Wars, the Great Depression, the 2008 financial crisis. Each was preceded by trade disputes, each escalated into chaos."
"Those are economic patterns, Professor, not divine pronouncements," Sophia countered, her pen scribbling furiously in her notepad. "Correlation does not equal causation."
"True," Eldridge conceded. "But what about more recent events? Trump declaring himself the chosen one to wage a trade war with China? Does that not strike you as prophetic?"
Sophia's eyebrows shot up. "You're not suggesting Trump was some kind of messiah figure, are you?"
Eldridge chuckled again, a deep, resonant sound. Perish the thought, but his rhetoric, his belief that he was destined to fight this trade war, it certainly played into a certain narrative, wouldn't you say?
"A narrative carefully constructed by him and his cronies," Sophia shot back. "Don't forget the financial incentives involved in drumming up fear and nationalism."
"Ah, yes, the eternal question," Eldridge mused. "Conspiracy or prophecy? Self-interest or divine intervention? It's a tangled web, my dear, and one I fear we may never fully untangle."
Section 5, Nostradamus and Trade Wars. This section delves into the intriguing connections between the cryptic prophecies of Nostradamus and the modern-day economic conflicts that have shaped our world. Sophia tapped her pen against her notepad, a thoughtful frown on her face. She was trying to piece together the puzzle of how ancient predictions could relate to contemporary issues. "So, you're saying Nostradamus predicted Trump's trade war?" Her voice was tinged with both curiosity and skepticism, reflecting the complexity of interpreting historical texts.
"Not explicitly, of course," Eldridge cautioned. Nostradamus's writings are notoriously vague, filled with metaphors and allegories that can be interpreted in myriad ways. Nostradamus dealt in quatrains, cryptic verses open to multiple interpretations. His words have been linked to numerous events throughout history, often retrospectively, but some believe his references to Eastern kings and economic ruin foreshadowed the current global climate. These interpretations suggest a prescient understanding of geopolitical shifts.
And what about Baba Vanga? Sophia's curiosity was piqued further, her mind racing with the possibilities of other prophetic voices. Sophia asked, her skepticism momentarily forgotten. The idea that multiple seers could have foreseen modern events was both fascinating and unsettling. Didn't she predict some major economic collapse in the 2020s? The question hung in the air, laden with the weight of historical speculation.
Eldridge nodded slowly indeed. Baba Vanga, often called the Nostradamus of the Balkans, had made several predictions that seemed eerily relevant today. Vanga, the blind Bulgarian mystic, spoke of a great fall and a new world order arising from the ashes. Her visions were as enigmatic as they were compelling. Many believe she too foresaw the trade wars and their potential to reshape the global landscape. The idea that ancient prophecies could hold clues to our future remains a topic of endless debate and fascination.
Section 6. The Power of Belief. Sophia leaned back, considering the weight of the words she had just heard. The park around her seemed to fade as she delved deeper into her thoughts. But even if we entertain the possibility of prophecy, does it matter? She wondered aloud, her voice barely above a whisper. The sun setting over the cityscape mirrored the twilight of her certainty. Can't these predictions simply be self-fulfilling? She mused, thinking of the countless times people had acted on mere words, turning them into reality. People believe them, act accordingly, and thus bring them about. The idea that belief alone could shape the world was both fascinating and terrifying. "Precisely!" Eldridge exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a fervor that was almost contagious. His passion was palpable, and it made Sophia's heart race. The power of belief is a potent force, my dear. It can move mountains, change destinies, and alter the very fabric of reality. Eldridge's words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Whether a prophecy is divinely inspired or a clever fabrication, its impact lies in how people internalize it and allow it to shape their actions. The true power lies not in the prophecy itself, but in the belief it inspires. "So we're all just pawns in some grand cosmic game?" Sophia asked, her voice tinged with a mix of curiosity and unease. The idea of being a mere pawn was unsettling. Sophia asked, a hint of unease in her voice. The thought of being controlled by unseen forces was disconcerting. "Not pawns, my dear," Eldridge corrected gently. "Players. We are all players in this grand game, each with our own roles and choices. We all have a role to play in this unfolding drama. Our actions, our beliefs, they all contribute to the larger narrative. The question is, will we be puppets dancing to someone else's tune, or will we choose our own destiny? The choice, my dear, is always ours to make." Section 7. Conspiracy or self-fulfilling prophecy. Sophia considered this for a moment, her usual skepticism tempered by a flicker of something else. She had always prided herself on her rationality, her ability to see through the fog of misinformation. But now, she found herself questioning the very foundation of her beliefs. But what about those who exploit these beliefs for their own gain? The ones who see an opportunity in the chaos and confusion and seize it with both hands. The Alex Joneses of the world peddling fear and misinformation for profit. They thrive on the uncertainty, the fear, and the desperation of those who are searching for answers. "Ah, yes," Eldridge sighed, a hint of sadness in his voice. "It's a tale as old as time, isn't it? The charlatans and opportunists are always drawn to such fertile ground. They prey on fear and uncertainty, twisting prophecies to fit their own agendas. They create a narrative that serves their purpose, regardless of the truth. They prey on fear and uncertainty, twisting prophecies to fit their own agendas. They create a narrative that serves their purpose, regardless of the truth. So, how do we tell the difference?" Sophia asked, her voice hushed. "How do we separate the genuine from the fraudulent?" Sophia asked, her voice hushed. "How do we separate the genuine from the fraudulent? Between genuine prophecy and cynical manipulation? How do we know who to trust and who to dismiss?" "That, my dear," Eldridge said, his voice soft but firm, "is the million-dollar question. It's a question that has plagued humanity for centuries, and one that may never have a definitive answer. Perhaps the answer lies not in the prophecy itself, but in the heart of the believer. In the end, it is our own discernment, our own wisdom, that will guide us through the murky waters of truth and deception. Section 8. Unraveling the Truth. Sophia stood up, pacing the length of the study as she gathered her thoughts. So where does that leave us? Are trade wars a conspiracy orchestrated by power-hungry elites, or are they the inevitable fulfillment of ancient prophecies? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, Eldridge suggested, his gaze fixed on a distant corner of the room, a confluence of events, both orchestrated and unforeseen, leading us toward an uncertain future. Sophia stopped pacing, turning to face him. And what about us? What role do we play in all of this? Eldridge smiled, a tired but knowing smile. That, my dear, is the question we must each answer for ourselves. Section 9. The Final Word. As Sophia left Eldridge's study that night, the weight of the evening's conversation pressed upon her. The lines between conspiracy and prophecy, between manipulation and genuine belief, seemed blurrier than ever. One thing was certain: the future, much like the prophecies themselves, remained shrouded in mystery. And the answer, if there was one, lay not in ancient texts or whispered conspiracies, but in the choices each of us made in the face of uncertainty.